going to show you guys how to make the mini NFC ebooks that I used on the bookshelf that I made. To start, we're going to go into a project. I'm going to grab my book setup, the PSD. I'm using Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, the other program would be GIMP. That's free and very comparable to Photoshop as far as what you're able to do. So for this, I'm going to go to my Great Gatsby project. I'm going to open both of these. I went on Google, typed in the Great Gatsby dust jacket, and these two images came up. So the first one I'm going to use for the actual book is going to be this one. And then I am going to make a dust jacket, which I'm going to use this one. So for starters, we're just going to grab this, and I'm going to drag it over. And I want to be below all of my files here because I want to see which this is best going to fit on. So I'm going to make this as tall as the book, and then I'm just going to see which one it fits closest to. One is way too small. The double block is pretty close. The triple block is too big. So we're going to go with the double block. So now that I know that, I'm just going to delete the single and the triple. And this is what I'm left with. All right, let's get into this. Oops. Make sure you have the right layer selected. All right. I'm going to start by setting up the spine. And I think I'm going to shrink this. Not a lot, because I don't want to distort it too much. But I want it to be a bit smaller. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to take my select tool, zoom in a little. I'm staying on the black lines, using those as guidelines. Making sure I'm on this book cover layer. I'm going to copy. And then I'm going to paste. Now, if you look to the side here, it gave me a new layer. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to shut it off. We're going to title it Spine. Now we're going to come back to this layer. On here, I'm just going to copy the majority and paste it again. And now I'm going to set it up where I want it. I want it I'm happy with that. Now to get rid of any overflow, or well, where it spills out to the edges, I'm just going right here and I'm deleting it. Now it might look like nothing happened there, but that's because the back layer is on. If I turn the back layer off, you can see it fits perfectly, and the spine then fits into. So we'll shut those off again and turn the back layer on. Now I'm going to do the back. Make sure I have that selected. Copy, paste, get that in there. Now I'm going to make this a little bit wider. because I kind of want it to be more centered. I'm happy with that. Now I'll just go to the edge there and delete the extra. Select. So now I can just delete that and I'm left with this. So I need color. I want some color around there on my outer folds. So I'm going to go here. I'll rename these, but this is the outer folds. Color, I want whatever this color is. I'm going to use my eyedrop tool, grab that, and then do that for the outer. Now I'm just reordering that. I took it out of the group and I'm pulling it down below everything else, so it now sits in the back. But now everything else we're going to group together, and the cover part is done. I'll set that up there. Now let's look at the dust jacket right here. And for that I wanted this one. This is all going to go very much the same way. We want it behind the lines because we want our guidelines. So we're going to go in, and again for height we're going to make it, I'm using my shift key to hold the ratio. We're going to start with our spine. I want this Fitzgerald and that center, and we're just going to do the exact same thing we did before. Now I want this to be a little more centered, which is why I copied over into the spine, because I want to be able to pull some of that back. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then again, we're going to use those lines to delete the extra that we do not need. And then Control D to deselect. All right, shut that off. Shut my spine off. Sometimes it's easier to label these when you're going, because then you can kind of see. Then we're back to this. So now I'm going to take this and come all the way over, because again, I want to center it. Now, if you wanted to, you could try to fill that out, but I don't like the text being off center. It's gonna make me crazy. So we're gonna do that, and then we're going to go down the line, delete, line, and delete. Okay, and now we'll do the front. Again, I'm going to come down into the dust jacket, well, into the spine, sorry. want that center. Okay. Eight. Select. Shut that stuff off. Right, and now for the last one. Sorry about this, I keep kind of moving it around. Alright. That. Delete. Delete. Select. So now I'm going to take, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and delete the original layer there. And now I have everything set up. So on the actual dust jacket, on the grid, I'm going to take my eyedropper tool, copy that, and then I'm going to fill in those two. And that dust jacket's ready. Okay, next is the pages. On the front page, you want your text to be to the right, and on the back side, you want your text to be to the left. These are going to glue down to your text blocks. So we're going to open up the actual book now. And I'm going to take, if it had like that cover page, I would take that, but it doesn't, so I'm going to take chapter 1. I downloaded this. This is a public domain, The Great Gatsby. I downloaded this one off of Planet ebooks, I think. There's quite a few that you can download public domain books. There's Project Gutenberg. There's a bunch. So I'm just fitting this kind of where I want it to be. And then close that, I don't need it. I'm going to open it again. This time I'm going to go to the last page. I'm going to take a peek at them. Yeah, I'll just take the last page. And when you import them, they're just there. So I'm just clicking and dragging. And this is going to be on the back. Okay, let's see. Yeah, free ebooks at planetebook.com. All right, now this one's on the back, so we'll put that there. All said and done, this is ready to go. So now I'm going to save this as Great Gatsby. Okay. And then this here, I don't want cut out of cardstock. This is, the dust jackets are too thick, so you want the dust jackets cut out of just regular paper. So we're gonna delete everything else. Save as. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I meant to save that as a PDF. PDF. Yep. Okay. Now I want to delete everything except the dust jacket. Now I'll save this as the dust cover only. Alright. And now we're going to print these. Alright, now we are going to go ahead and cut this out. This is on regular paper. This is on cardstock. I'm not going to be using the dust jacket that printed on the cardstock. If you're worried about conserving ink, just remove that before you print it. Alright, so these are our pieces. We're going to take and start folding right on those lines. And I'm going to be using this little pokey thing. I got it at Dollar Tree. I don't remember what it's called. It's got a stabby stab on the end and a flattener. And then we flip it and we're going to bend the sides now. Okay. These you fold inward, so the text is on the inside. And then I also crease these too. Alright, this is the wood blocks. There's a SVG file in the folder called cut wood blocks. Yeah. That's what these are. This is out of 1/8. So these files are all set up using 1/8 inch wood. Now I am going to be using the NFC stickers. If you don't have the stickers, then you would just want to take and do that, engrave a recess for your NFC chip to drop in. The stickers, it lays pretty flat. So I'm just gonna the only part of the project that I use super glue. I'm just stacking my wood. That's done. Now I'm going to take some sandpaper and rough up the edges, because it kind of gives it like a worn page look. You don't have to. That's just me. You can see that. Okay, anyway. Now we start assembling. To assemble, I'm going to be using Mod Podge and this little silicone brush that I stole from one of my 7-year-old's art kits. Alright. When I'm working with Mod Podge, I work directly out of the container, but between dips, I make sure I set this on top because you don't want that to dry out. Okay, so we're going to open this up, and then we're going to start painting the Mod Podge on, just on the side here. And we're going to take one of our little stabilizer pieces and drop it on. I go pretty close to the fold here because I don't want it on, you don't want it on the spine. You just want it on the flat part. Mod Podge. Other piece. Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to take and just dot some Mod Podge along the edges. Fold these over. Okay. Now I'm going to flatten it. Just press it down. I'm doing this over on this corner because I don't want overspill and glue everywhere that I'm going to be using it. Peel it up. Make sure everything's stuck down. If it's not, go ahead and make it stay. Okay. Alright, cover's done. Now we're going to do the black. Both the sides with text are the sides that are going to get glued down. Okay. Alright, now again I'm just going to take whatever this thing is. It's like a scoring tool. I think that's what it's called. Scory stabber. Okay. Now we're going to take and put Mod Podge on the backs here. What I do is I put my finger between the page and then I get the corners and the top done first. Thin layer. Alright, so that's the front. You want to make sure that you have these put in the right way. And then I'm just going to make sure, line it up and down, and then press it. Open it, go around the edge with my finger, make sure I got any overspill. I'm going to do the same to the back. I had my finger there kind of just to protect the corner of the page. Now I'm using this, I'm pushing the spine up to make sure it's flat, and then I'm just closing it. Same thing as before. Just going to run my finger along the edge to get any extra glue. But the book then is ready. Now I squeeze in the corners here, and then on the back too. And then I also squeeze the spine all the way down. That way it has that like rounded appearance. Okay. Then what I do, I'm just using my earbuds. But while the glue is wet, I just stack that on there. Cover my Mod Podge. That guy off to the side. And I'm going to grab my dust jacket. Dust jacket is optional. Obviously, you don't need a dust jacket. But I want one. Alright, dust jacket's done. Now, I didn't do anything to this one. I have done a couple others. So, I don't know if you can see it. This one's shiny. What I did with this is I took some clear shelf liner and I put that on here. I like the way it looks. In fact, I love the way it looks. It looks a lot more realistic, like the ones you get from the library. But it does not stay folded well. It just kind of unfolds itself. So this did not work out. I mean, I could probably make it a little bit bigger, but as far as keeping it folded, I can't. So that didn't work. And then this one, and this is how I do most of the covers that I do. Before I cut it out, I sealed it. And I seal with the Mod Podge clear acrylic sealer. I did this with a matte finish. If you did it with a glossy finish, you would probably have something between this and the shelf liner cover. I don't know. I'm not a fan of a glossy finish, so I don't actually own any gloss finish sealer. So this is the one that we'll use. Here's our little book. I'm going the wrong way. When you open it, gosh, is that light so bright you can't see it? Chapter 1, and then the last page. So, and then here's the cover, and let's get the dust jacket on it. There it is with the dust jacket. I'm just going to go along the edge and crease the dust jacket, and then back. And let that set. Okay, so now we're going to go open up Google Drive. We're going to find The Great Gatsby. There it is. We're going to copy the link. NFC tools, write, add a record. URL. Paste. Okay. And then we're going to pick up the book. Hit write. Touch it. It's complete. And now when we scan our book, The Great Gatsby. And that's it. Thanks for watching.